I got it. The Egan Gang. The Egan Gang versus CBI.
Fucking finally.
Alright, so I have a video that's coming on Wednesday, but I had this idea, a nice hot topic for Monday, and it's actually regarding like Gary Lennon's, I guess, story that he wants to tell for Power Book for season 3, and about like bringing back like an OG character, and we all know, we could just throw out our notebooks, our ghost notebooks. I could throw that shit out the window because that's not happening until they pay this man his money. That shit ain't happening. But I wanted to talk about 2-Bit because 2-Bit actually makes a lot of sense, because the last time that Tommy ever seen and maybe talked to 2-Bit was, I guess, like during like Power season 6, and then this was like during the time when 2-Bit and Spanky, they was in holding for like a little while. Right, and that's when he was just like, "Oh, I see you in 20, homie," and that was like the last time they ever had like that conversation. But it would only make perfect sense for 2-Bit and Tommy to actually team up, and for 2-Bit to actually be in Chicago. Because keep in mind, Chicago's kind of hot, and Tommy's gonna need some allies, because the only person that he had at the time was Liliana, and she was like the only person that actually knew him, and since she's dead, the only person that, kind of knows him currently would be Tariq, Tasha, 2-Bit. The only 3 people that's remaining, that of the OG people that know who Tommy is and actually work with Tommy or was affiliated with Tommy in some sort of way, right? And I'm like, well, seeing how things is happening right now, everybody's kind of like, on they got their own teams, right? Everybody got their own teams. Everybody got their own stations. And the thing is, it's like if they was to bring in 2-Bit, which would make a lot of sense, right? 2-Bit will be with Tommy. Diamond is going to look at Tommy sideways because he's going to be like, I mean, you kind of already came to my city. Now you got this other guy I'm not too sure about. Right, but then Tommy gonna be like, he's my guy. We work together. This and oh my god, you know how crazy that's gonna be, because then Diamond's gonna be like, all right, the more the merrier. But the thing is, it's like the possibilities that you can actually spin in a story and have like 2-Bit there, because I mean, you can have like ideas of trying to like flip 2-Bit to CBI, like have him like turn on Tommy and it'd be like, nah, forget Tommy, you should be with us. But even though 2-Bit is a loyal dude, he's really loyal, so whatever like maybe sneaky shit Jannard might try to do, right, to try to like flip maybe 2-Bit to his side, it ain't happening, man. It ain't happening, because 2-Bit's fucking loyal. Because keep in mind, we don't even know what 2-Bit was actually doing in Power Book 2 Go Season 3. Because remember, he just kind of like came out of nowhere. And he was just like, oh, fucking finally, I finally found you. And I'm just like, what was he actually doing? What was 2-Bit actually doing? And where was he, right? For him to be like, oh, I finally found you after all this time, when he was looking for Tariq. And he was just like, oh, I came to collect. You're going to pay what you owe. So I'm just like, okay. What was he actually doing? And we do know that when Tommy was actually in Power Book 2 Go Season 3, like he was there because of the whole letters and this and that and trying to hunt down Tasha and shit. I mean, I guess it would make perfect sense for while he was there, maybe he actually ran into 2-Bit. Maybe he actually ran into 2-Bit. Maybe he offered him like some sort of like, hey, why don't you come to Chicago, right? Come to Chicago, come with me or whatever. And, there's more money to be made over there, because since New York is essentially dead. Well, it's not dead because Noma's there, but 2-Bit doesn't know Noma, and Noma doesn't know 2-Bit, and that whole situation is just like, no, that's strictly for Tariq. That's Tariq's mess, right? That's really Tariq's mess, and 2-Bit doesn't really have much. So I guess for him to be in Chicago would make a lot of sense, but then I guess him going from Chicago back to New York would make sense as well, because then, he's making money with Tommy, but then at the same time, he can just always come back to New York and bully Tariq and be like, all right, Tariq, I came to collect, where's the money at, or whatever. So I think that would make a lot of sense for him to like do maybe both or whatever. And if let's just say Tariq is maybe in some sort of trouble, I guess you could argue that 2-Bit could be like the bridge between Pablo 2 Ghost and Pablo 4 Force, because let's just say, I don't, like I said, like if Tariq is in some sort of jam, 2-Bit can come back to Chicago and be like, hey, Tommy, I got something to tell you, like, hey, something going on with Tariq or whatever. And I don't know, they could probably do something like that, like maybe some sort of like a crossover, because that's what the fans really want. They want like a crossover between like Force and Pablo 2. I mean, it happened, but I think people would like to see more of it, to be like, okay, like more of like an intertwine of what Tariq is doing and what Tommy is doing. Now, business wise, I would like for that to happen as well, like maybe business-wise, like maybe Noma. But then again, nah, because Noma has our own shit. So I guess you can say you can keep like Tariq and Noma in New York while Tommy has Chicago with, the Estrada Cartel and Miguel and all that jazz, right? So I think that's actually fair. But to have like 2-Bit in Chicago and him with Tommy, I think it would make a lot of sense, because Tommy would need like more backup, because again, if shit does go sideways, like, a falling out between like him and Diamond, he is going to need like somebody that's going to like cover his back and cover his six or whatever, because 2-Bit is loyal. He's not going to he's not going to betray Tommy or whatever, despite, like I said before, if Jannard actually tries to scoop up, 2-Bit and be like, fuck this dude. Like, once you come over here and be like, the last person that worked with Tommy ended up dead or whatever. So he'd be like, nah, you should come over here. So, I mean, that could still happen. But again, Tommy's going to need, like, more backup and more support on his side or whatever to, like, not only be like his eyes and ears on the street, but like somebody to like actually be there for him, just in case like shit goes sideways or whatever. And he's gonna need that extra man. So I think that would actually make like a lot of sense for 2-Bit to actually be in Chicago, rather it be Ghost, because like I said before, everybody wants the man to return. Everybody wants the man to return, but then you gotta really strategically think about it, because remember, Ghost was leading his way out of the game. Why would he want to return back into something that he kind of left, right? Like, why would he do that and then risk, that whole situation again? Like, okay, they look into this guy, like, oh, James St. Patrick, he's alive. Like, nah, hell, fucking hell. And I don't think it would make sense in a story point. It wouldn't. I think if he was to return, again, I think that would probably be for me, maybe like a Pablo 2 rather than like Force. I think Force is really perfect for like 2-Bit to be over there, right? So I think that would probably like make like a lot of sense. And like I said before, to like have 2-Bit like watch Tommy's back and whatever, and then they making money together. Because again, let's just say like shit goes sideways, right? What if there actually be like a whole new CBI? A whole new CBI where it's actually like Tommy and 2-Bit, right? So it's like CBI would be split in half between, like, you would have new CBI and then you would have old CBI. So it's just like anybody who would like to follow Tommy, you follow Tommy and 2-Bit. And anybody who wants to stay with Diamond and Jannard, they stay with Diamond and Jannard. Right? Because you got to think about it. None of this would have never happened if it wasn't Tommy. And Tommy isn't stupid. He's not stupid, because they're going to be like, okay, where was Diamond's head in the game? Everybody in the streets know that Diamond had a whole thing. He had a whole saga with Gianna and Leon, and everybody knows about that. Diamond's head wasn't really in the game. Diamond wasn't the one making all the decisions. It was actually Tommy. Everybody's going to see that. So, I mean, Tommy is already building up street cred. He's already building up street cred in Chicago, and everybody's starting to see, like, well, it's really Tommy that's making all the moves. It's not really Diamond. Diamond is just, he's, agreeing to the calls, but he's not really out there making all the decisions. It was really Tommy. So it would have actually been something cool if they would have actually split CBI down the middle. Like, I'm saying, like, a crazy-ass fallout between, like, him and Diamond or whatever. But I wouldn't say, like, he actually takes CBI or anything. It's just like, I don't know, like anybody who would like to follow Tommy, they follow Tommy or whatever. I don't know. I was just kind of like thinking of if they would have ever done something like, an idea, like a story like that, if they would have, split it down the middle, right? And it's just like, oh, you got your half, I got my half. Now at the time, in this timeline, Miguel has to be dead. I don't know. At some point in time, Miguel has to be dead. And then maybe Chet would be like, all right, a whole situation again. Well, I mean, Miguel is dead, and he has to give like one portion over to Diamond and another portion over to Tommy. I don't know. What y'all think? Y'all think that y'all can see something like that happen, or I'm reaching. What y'all think? Cause I don't know. It would be quite interesting, but at the same time, Miguel doesn't want to be under Chet's thumb, and I kind of also see like Miguel probably like killing Chet before any of that actually happens. But if that doesn't happen, I mean, what would y'all think about having like, Tommy and 2-Bit having like their own corner and their own section, and then Diamond and Jannar having another, right? And be like, it's actually like Chicago Brothers Incorporated, right? Where it's actually like Jannar already got his brother back, so those two is actually running stuff. Because keep in mind, Jannar doesn't like Tommy. He doesn't like Tommy at all, so he would want to have Tommy out of the picture, so that way it could just be Diamond and Jannar, rather it be like Diamond, Jannar, and Tommy, right? So I mean, if you was to exit out Tommy, then it would just be Diamond and Jannar, and then you would have Tommy and 2-Bit, right? Oh, I don't know. I kind of like that idea. Of them two, like it'd be like, I don't know. I kind of like that idea, but I mean, we're just gonna have to like wait and see on next season 3. If they don't do any of that and it's actually like a 4-man squad, they could do a 4-man squad. But if some bad shit, I mean some crazy shit happens where Tommy and Diamond actually have like a falling out, I can see something. But again, let me know in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch you all in the next one.